This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cageside Press, and I am here with top-ranked Bellator featherweight contender JJ Wilson, the Maori Kid, taking on Adam Borics on Friday, August 20th for Bellator. JJ, so let's just talk about this big-time featherweight fight. The featherweight title was just on the line. This is a very important matchup. Can you just talk about the emotions and everything about that going into it?
Yeah, I think this is a great matchup, and I think it's a great step in my career, heading towards the title. I'm super excited to go out there and demonstrate that, I deserve a title shot. And, especially what just happened with AJ McKee and Pitbull. I want to go out there and prove that I deserve a shot to be in there with them.
Talking about that, obviously, you had to have watched it a bit. Not a lot to break down, but what were your thoughts on AJ winning the title and, kind of that new era now at the top of the division?
Yeah, I feel like the whole division's being changed now. Pitbull's been on a reign for years. For AJ McKee to come out and not just finish him, put on like a stellar performance. He came out there, he established his range right away. He put Pitbull on the back foot right away, and he landed a beautiful head kick when Pip he took advantage of one of Pitbull's tendencies where he likes to dip and counter with the left hook and right cross, and it's a great because he's knocked a lot of people with it. He picked up on that tendency and he landed that head kick with it. As soon as he dipped straight into the head kick, and then it was just on ice skates from there, just downhill from there.
You've obviously done very well for yourself this last year, but now that it's all after the fact, not being part of the Grand Prix, how do you feel about it? Do you feel like you still got one of the best situations because now you're in a high profile fight that might get it to you? Or is there still a little bit of like, I should have been in the mix. That could have been me out there.
Exactly. I could have been me, but I never, that opportunity never even got presented to me at that point. I wasn't even a signed fighter with Bellator. So, I think that my path is just a little bit different, but it leads to the same way. I want to be there. I want to be at the top, either way. So I had a little bit of a slow grind. I had to prove who I was before I could get my shot. But now I've got my shot. I don't really mind.
Well, I think a lot of people say it's a great situation of things working out the way they were supposed to. JJ, I think a lot of people may forget, because you're on such a roll, just how young you are in this game. I mean, talk about life a little bit. I mean, because obviously you're balancing everything. I heard you're getting married pretty soon. So, do you think about family and all that, balancing that as you get to the top of the division?
I came from a big family, so I want a big family. So that's something I want personally. So I'm going to be having kids pretty soon. I'm young, but I have old soul, I think. I had to mature quickly when I was a kid. So I even though I've been doing martial arts since I was 15 years old, competing ever since I was 15 years old. I had my first MMA fight at 15, and I fought an adult. And it's just like ever since I was 15 years old, my whole life has been mixed martial arts. So I feel like I've gotten a lot of experience within those 9 years.
And to talk about family a little bit, I mean, you've obviously been very open about some of the stuff you've gone through in recent years and everything. When you talk about just sharing lessons, obviously you want to teach your kids, the best they can, but what's your advice for them when they're going through a tough time? Have you thought about how you're going to convey that kind of message one day?
How would I convey to my kids what to do when you're going through a tough time? That's a tough question.
You almost don't know until you're in it, right?
Yeah, that is a real tough question, actually. I never really thought about it. Just, no, yeah, I don't know. Just that, the grass is always greener. The best times of my life has been right after the worst times of my life, which is really weird.
You know what? I think though that's it though. That's when you know you've actually made it to the other side of that time though. I would
Yeah,
say so. I think that's why. I think you're not alone there for sure.
yeah.
Um,
So that will probably be my advice. Is like, the best times of my life is after the worst times of my life, because the worst times just make the best times even better.
Now I have an easier one for you. What are you gonna do the day one of your boys perhaps comes up to you and say, "Dad, I really want to bleach my hair."
I'll be like, sure, let's do it.
Do it together.
Let's do it together. Why not? I'll do it too.
Hey, I look forward to the photos down the line.
My thing will be when my son comes to me and be like, hey, I want to play soccer. I'm like, soccer?
Where did I
You
go
play
wrong?
soccer? Where did I go wrong? You've been doing martial arts your whole life. You want to play soccer? You play like football or like rugby or something else? Hockey?
You know what? You gotta encourage him. You don't know. What if he's the captain of the national team one day?
Oh, if he does, I'm gonna be like, good on you. Can you come to the soccer game?
We got training that day.
Just don't show him this interview.
It's all good, JJ. I'm with you. I'm with you. Let's talk a little bit of featherweight division before I let you go. Obviously, this fight, I think a lot of people are penciling in, probably fighting for the title. We don't know what's going on with AJ, right? Maybe he moves up, maybe they do something, run it back with Pitbull. We don't know, but we feel like the winner of this one, whatever's next for the belt, is in that conversation. Would you agree about that?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I don't know what McKee's gonna do, if he's gonna move up, if he's gonna run it back at Pitbull for the 55 bout, if he's gonna defend his title at 45. I have no clue. If I was in his shoes, I'd rather go run it back for 55 with the same person. But who knows what he's gonna do? I don't want to be put on ice. So, after their fight, if he's going to run it back with Pitbull, if you put it into perspective, Pitbull just got finished. He probably has a concussion. He probably got a 6-month layoff. So if he's got a 6-month layoff, they're not fighting for the next 6 months, which puts it on till next year. So if they're going to fight next year for the 55 bout, like mid next year, how long is it going to wait for McKee to come back to the 45 division? Because say same thing happens, he can fight 3 months after that. We're talking about 9 months, 9 months to a year of no chance of anyone fighting for the belt. And I don't want to go into this fight, become the number one contender, and then have to be put on ice for a whole year because the champ doesn't want to come defend his belt. So, if that is the case, they should make an interim title and we could fight for it. Me and Adam Borks, or we could fight, the winner of us will fight whoever for the interim title, or, McKee vacates his belt and we fight for it.
I was going to say, I think that's the question. People don't know if McKee's going to vacate and wants to focus on 55. I'm sure you want the chance to be the guy to beat the guy, right? To be the one to take the belt from McKee. But if he decides to move up, I mean, you talked about it, interim title. I mean, what do you think about that? Like, are you good saying you'll fight a Mads Burnell and Aaron Pico, someone like that next, who might also be in the mix?
About a world championship is a world championship. It is what it is. I'll fight anyone that if they say it's for the bout, we're fighting. You can always go up and find him again. He's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? He's gonna be there. I move up to 55, and we can run it. Looking into the future, I'm still growing. You know, I still have 3 years left on my body to fully develop. So I'm gonna be looking to move up in the near future, within the next 2 years. You know, I'll be looking to move up to the 55 division, just because naturally your body grows, and if I stunt my growth too much, it could have major negative effects. So you know, I don't want that to happen. So you know, we never know after this next 5 fights, I possibly could be moving up. So you know, I'll move up there and fight him at 55. I have no problem with that. Oh, he can come down 45, and we can run it for the bout.
Two final questions. How are you doing with the cut to 45 still? Are you still at a point where the weight's still coming off nice and easy? Because obviously people have some questions going into this one a bit.
Yeah, so you know, my weight cut's been pretty good for this fight. You know, it's coming off pretty easy, so I think that this cut is going to be an easy cut.
And then the final question, fighting Adam Borics, another tough guy, young guy like yourself. Just what are your thoughts on him as an opponent and how this fight will play out?
I think Adam Borics is a tough veteran. You know, he's had a lot of fights. He's a tough guy. Amazing striking, and you know, I think that he wants to make this fight a kickboxing fight. So I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna display my my kickboxing abilities and ultimately take him down and get a finish.
Well, JJ, I speak for a lot of people. Really looking forward to this one. So best of luck. Once again, guys, August 20th, JJ Wilson, the Maori Kid, taking on Adam Borics. They are the co-main event. You're not going to want to miss it.